Sorry, I was having a bowl of soup and got to chatting with our owner. So
What was the soup?
it was a corn kind of butternut squash mix. It was really good. If there's some left over, I can grab it. Dairy free, I believe.
Oh, even better. Looked like Barbashev was full go too, but Barbashev skating with Eichel and Stone today. Does it seem like he's getting closer?
Yeah, we'll anticipate he'll play tomorrow. We'll make that call tomorrow. We'll obviously meet in the morning, but that's the plan. So he'll be a game time decision, but look good today. Haven't heard anything negative about today. I guess, like as I said, we got to wait till tomorrow, make sure he's feeling ready to go. It'll be his call, but that's how we're trending. Nick, no, not quite yet.
You guys have been really good after a loss at being able to not only put it behind you, but string a few wins together. Do you have an idea or philosophy of why that is the case?
Listen, I just think our group's used to winning, Darren, so there's that part. Like today, we had a quick meeting, and listen, we're at the halfway point, and we're at, the top of our division, right? So it's been a positive first half. But yesterday's not who we feel we are either. We need to be better in certain areas, so we talk about that and try to take it out on the ice. So I think after losses, a lot of times, depending on the schedule, we try to get out and cleanse, so to speak. And I know I told you before that sometimes when you're losing, you're better off away from the rink, but to me that's a stretch. If it becomes 3 and 4, sometimes it's like, okay, clear your mind. We've been going pretty good, so I thought there were some things we could work on. We're at home. We can do an optional tomorrow, so there's a little bit of that. Get to work on stuff and get feeling good about ourselves again. So that might be one of the reasons we go into the next game sort of putting the last one behind us, worked on some things that'll help us. So, and we got a veteran group that knows how to win, so I think doesn't sit with them well either if we don't string it together. So now sometimes you got to get a few breaks. You can be playing well and get on the wrong side of things. So it's not always even about how you're playing. So far we've avoided that for the most part.
The results were still good in his absence, but where have you missed Barbashev's game the most?
Well, I think it's upset the rest of the lineup the most. So you got some inconsistent lines. You have some chemistry building, lack of continuity, because we've used different players up there. If it was a simple plug and play, then maybe the other line. So that's, I'm the one that makes the line, so that's on me. But I've tried to use different guys to see where, can they fit, can they move up in these situations. Throw a guy a bone sometimes, because those guys play a lot of minutes, and they're good players, so you're going to probably get some offensive opportunities. So that's the biggest part. It's upset the other lines a little bit in terms of what they've been able to do. And probably his physicality in the forecheck. He's a pretty good guy at disrupting things. So those are two areas probably.
You may have just said it there, but what makes him a difficult player to just plug in place?
Who's that? To replace, you mean?
Yeah, you said when he was out, you kind of just do plug and placing a next player up there, and then that disrupts the bottom of the lineup. But I'm curious, is there anything about his game that's just very difficult for anyone else to replicate?
Oh, okay. Well, his board play, to me, is a product of his good hands, his willingness to get in there and absorb contact. But Barbie's been a pretty good physical guy at counter hitting as well, so I think players know if you're going to contest him on the walls, you better be on your toes. And that's just sort of an ability he has that not a lot of people have, right? Forsberg showed it years ago. There's certain players that certainly use it, but so that's the one area. Now, Pierce has been in the league, and he's generally as good in that area. Doesn't have Barbie's physicality in the forecheck, so that's, but he's still good in that area and has scored. Can play with top players because of his IQ. Ole can certainly replicate Barbie's rush game. He's really good in the rush, gets a shot off, finds ice. Pav, so they can all do parts of it, but maybe not the whole. And that's no disrespect to the other players. It's actually a compliment to Barbie that he's one of the most, to me, one of the most, I'll spit it out, underrated players that I've been around, and probably in the league. There's probably not that many people who feel like as strongly as we do here in this room about what he brings to the table, people that see him every day.
Now that you are at the halfway point, is there a moment, a game, a goal that stands out to you as one of your favorites?
Oh, boy. Is there a moment? Yeah, but I should have one. I mean, we have lots of wins. We won in Ottawa. That's nice. I'm from there. But I don't think that was... I'm trying to think back when we kind of turned the corner a little bit, to be honest with you, because we were uneven at the start. We had some trouble winning on the road. So that was the Tampa, Washington. Where did we start turning the corner? It would have been late October, maybe, on the road.
Yeah, that long road trip in November.
Montreal, Philly.
Was it that Ottawa game? Because it's right up the back to back.
Well, we lost to Toronto, right? 3-0, and then we went into Ottawa and won. And then did we win in Philly and then Montreal? So that was a bit of a, we got over a hump about winning on the road and consecutive wins. We've been pretty good at home all year. I don't know if there's one moment. I wish I could tell you that, but no.
Opening night?
Well, I was just thinking that. We beat Colorado 8-4, and we really had an offensive explosion, but oh, you know what? Howie's overtime goal, I remember, in Utah. Or at home against Utah. I like that one. That was a great goal. The Winnipeg games are always good because they were measuring stick when we played them. Probably still would be for a lot of teams, and us. But, no. I'm going to walk in and look at the board of our wins and losses, and I'm going to say, oh, yeah, that game in, okay. Edmonton, in Edmonton, we beat them 4-2. To me, that was a game that I looked at our team and said, we can do this. We can play to our identity that I would like us to play to, that I felt 2 years ago was the formula for us to win. So I'll say that. The Edmonton game, we came back, we were down, I think 2-1. We got 3 in the third. But we checked well the whole game. It wasn't like our goalie had to stand on his head win. I thought we defended well, got over McDavid and Draisaitl very well, kind of limited. I'm not sure McDavid had a point. That might have been the game he wasn't going to play, and he did play. So that would be the game. It took me that long, but that would be the game that I think, where as a coach, and maybe the players would, I don't know if they'd say the same thing, or said, okay, we can do this. That's it. That's it. That's what it's supposed to look like for the most part. Let's go. So, and it was on the road.
Bruce, I want to ask about the balance, because I'm just going back to last night's game on turnovers and allowing creativity. Where's the measure of that? Is it game to game? So I think the hurdle one, Dorofeev was open, hits Hanifin. That play is there. Are they half a second off? Even Pearson's play, maybe half a second later, he had that pass. How do you balance that, allowing them to do it, or is it some games the execution isn't as clean and you're like, okay, let's be more direct? How does that work for you?
Well, that's where first of all, what is the player's ability to do it? What's the risk reward on a nightly basis? Not that one play. Jack Eichel, risk reward, high reward when he's out there making plays. So you've got to allow him to be more creative than maybe a guy that's a straight line player. So one is the individual capable of it on a consistent basis, and does it usually work out. So some nights it won't, most nights it does. That's what happens with the best player. So after that, it becomes time and score. Even Jack, if we're up a couple goals late, I would say not the right time, Jack. Risk reward might be there, but it's the big picture in that one. And situational is, okay, I'll use Pearson's the turnover in the second period. Long shift, probably doesn't have a lot in the tank. You got to be 100% now because you're not getting back. And then to match that up, can you do it with your feet moving? Like I always feel in this league, if you're moving your feet, plays are so much easier to make because you're now up to speed with all the other players that are checking you. So you should be able to judge your pass better, who you're going to make your play to. If you're standing still, that's to me is a problem. So that would be one of those situations. You're standing still, get moving. If you're moving and you have a turn, like Hurdles, he got it off the wall, made a good play to protect the puck, win a race to a loose puck. Looks to make a play. I think our D, Hanny was a little ahead of where he probably should have been. So that I don't put on Hurdle. That is a little bit of Hanny wanting to get going, recognizing we have possession, but probably a little ahead of the appropriate support. So that one we're going to move on from. Try to time it better, Hanny, but the player with the puck, I like the fact that we tried to break the puck out. Pierce, more speed, late in the shift. The third one actually was Schwinn. He made a nice play in the forecheck, knocked a puck down, and tried a one-on-one move, but it was a quick play, right? Didn't have a lot of time. We had plenty of time to recover. We just didn't break out. We didn't support the puck in the breakout. We got stretched out. So those are the three, if you're referring to last night. In general, you know, it's always risk-reward. Can the player do it legitimately? And situational time and score usually determine. That's it. We're a team that's going to make plays, so as a coach, you do have to allow, like I don't think a team I coach would probably ever lead the league in, or be the lowest team in giveaways, because I do believe you have to make some plays.
You mentioned last night, obviously, it's not the way you guys want to play, but even if you look at the losses over the last month and a half, they haven't really been a product of bad play, I guess. Is that encouraging, knowing that maybe it's a sign of a veteran group, or is that?
It's fantastic, to be honest with you. So we walk away from the game, we're not feeling great about it. You watch it, they have 8 scoring chances to our 9, or 10 to 11, or however you grade them. They're about even, and they're very low for each team. You know, we mismanaged some pucks. Correctable. I think it's correctable. It wasn't like it was a blitz in our D zone where it's like, oh my God, like we're never going to get this right. The Montreal game is 2-0 for us. They get one late. They had no chances all period. Doing a good job all game. You know, we don't break a puck out. It's in our net. Now they get some life. So yeah, we should have had a better third. Another game where you're not going, wow, we were dominated. Even the Edmonton game, I think it was 6-3 for them up there. I thought, well, I know, you know, you look at the numbers, listen, you win or you lose, but we were very good that game offensively. Didn't finish as well as them. So I've always looked at it like the start of the year, right? We were giving up too many easy goals in Tampa and Washington. That was a problem for us. Right in front of our nets, a lot of chances. You're asking your goalie to do a lot. So we had to get better, and we have in that area. So our losses now are very fixable. I guess that's the best way I'll put it. We can correct these guys in a hurry. It's not going to take a month of repetition of D-zone or reading rushes. That was our problem early. We seem to have figured more of that out. You're never going to have it all figured out, trust me. You know, we're going to give up chances and goals, but the system part is coming along very well halfway through the year. We have some new bodies. So now our D-core is the same, how we finished last year, so they got a head start on playing together and understanding how we want to play, but some of the forwards are now getting it better, and it shows in our goals against and what we give up.